Hi everyone, welcome back to another how-to video. Today I'm going to show you how to make a class survey chart in Google Sheets and then import it into Google Slides. In my last video, I showed you how to do a class survey, and I showed you this chart that I use for my classes. Um, and I showed you just the Google Sheet, and I didn't actually show you how to set up. So I thought today I might show you how you can set up your own chart, personalize it for your class survey and your class needs, and get it into your Google Slides. So I'm going to start by showing you how to create the chart and the data set, some simple customizations. Even if you're not really techie, these are really easy to set up, and it's just a couple of steps to get it looking at least the way that I like it. And then you can play around with customizing it yourself. And then I'll show you how to actually insert the chart into your Google Slides, like I had just showed you for my 6th grade class. And so you can actually use it in the lesson. So the first thing you're going to need to do is open a Google spreadsheet. So I've got mine up here. Always make sure that you title your spreadsheet. So today I'm going to do mine on a color survey, is what I'm going to type in is going to be my data for today. This is actually a lesson I just did with my 4th and 5th grade a couple days ago. So here I have my blank spreadsheet. Over here in column A, I'm going to skip one, and I'm going to start typing my data. So we're talking about colors and colors we like and dislike. These words here in this chart, in this column, are going to be the data on the horizontal axis, the things that we're actually voting on. So we're going to go with red, orange, yellow, green. Now in column B and the further columns, these are going to be the bars. So I'm going to have a like column and a dislike column. And so here we'll vote, we're going to vote how many students like red, how many students dislike red, and this is where I'm going to type my numbers in. Now, for the sake of setting up the chart, I'm just going to start with zeros so that it's blank. Okay. So now I have my data set up the way I want, and now I'm going to click to highlight that data that I just typed in. And then once it's highlighted, you're going to go to Insert Chart. Okay, so Insert Chart. And it's going to give me a basic blank chart. But this is not really how I want it to look, right? I can't have negative students liking red. So what pops up over on the side here is this chart editor, and I'm going to use that to customize it for my needs. In this general setup right now, I really don't need to change anything. It's pretty good. This is where I could, if I added other colors, you can change the data range right in here and select a new data range to make sure my chart is updated. So again, I'm going to just stop here on setup. We're going super simple. I'm going to go to customize. I'm going to go down to everything. Everything's pretty good. Well, my title. Let's change my title. So click chart and access titles, favorite colors or something. Just so that doesn't show up. And other than that, it's good. Chart style, you can change it to, oh no, that would be in setup, sorry. In setup, you can change it to a different kind of chart. I personally like the bars. It works well for me and for my class. So I just changed the title, and then I'm gonna go down to vertical axis, and I'm just gonna have it set up to start at 0 number of students liking the color and to, I don't know, let's say a max of 15 kids in my class. That way it'll be set up and ready for my students. And the next thing I'm going to do, go to grid lines and ticks. And I like to have lines for each number, or at least every other number. So I could do that too. That way it's easier for my students to, to see, oh, 3 people voted for red. So that I prefer that. And I'm also going to turn on the, well, I don't really have minor, I only set up major. Major ticks just makes it easier to see the numbers associated with the lines. And I don't really need to turn that on. So it should be all set. So now I have my chart here. And just to test it, I'll start putting in just some numbers. We can see, make sure it populates, and we can see that it's working. Now. Okay, the next step is to add this chart into my Google Slides. That way I don't have to keep flipping back and forth necessarily. I can easily find it. It's a part of my lesson, and this is super easy. So I'm going to go back to my Google slide. I already have my blank slide here. I'm going to go up to the top, insert. So again, up to insert chart. And I want to choose from sheets. So you click from sheets. There is my sheet that I just created. And you click insert. Yep, that's the chart that I want. I'm going to link it to the spreadsheet. Make sure that's checked. It should already be checked for you. Click import and voila, there it is in my slides. And currently it's blank because I don't have any data. So I'm going to close this. So now I've got my lesson set up, ready for my class. So here it is in my slideshow, and I'm ready to teach my lesson. Now, let's say I'm a good teacher and I close all of my tabs, which never happens. There's always 50 of them open. But I've closed them all. I shut my computer down. Nice, fresh day. Turn it on. Oh no, how am I going to find that Google Sheet that I just had? Because I don't always remember to give it a title. Well, you don't even have to worry about it. It's in your Google slide, your lesson, in part of your lesson plan, and it's right up here, a link to your chart. So you just need to click on your chart, click the 3 dots, open source, and there is the Google Sheet that it's pulling the data from. Right here. Now, so once I've, kind of set up the lesson, we're ready to do the class survey and I'm ready to put in my data, I can go over to this sheet and this is where I will start typing in my data to populate the chart. Now, what's kind of fun is you can actually just pull this chart down below and hide it so the students can't really see it. So it'll look really magical. I'll show you in a minute. So I'll ask my students, how many like red, how many dislike red, how many like orange, how many dislike orange. I already used that. I don't know. I'm trying to get a variety here. Okay. So I put in my data. Now I know that it's populated my chart, but they don't actually see the chart. They just see the numbers. Okay. So once all my data is in my Google Sheet, you can go back to your slides. Now, I always like to ask my students, I ask them, okay, what's the magic word? They almost always say please. So whatever the majority they say the magic word is, I'm like, okay, I'll say the magic word on 3 and we count 1, 2, 3. And on the magic word, I say update and it populates the chart for you and it's super magical and fun. Now that the chart is in there, we can then talk about the data that we've put in. So, 5 people liked red and 7 people disliked red. And it looks like green was the most popular color because it had 9 votes. Orange was the least popular color because 10 people didn't like it. And we get to have a nice discussion this way about whatever our topic is. And it's very we've kind of made this chart together. Thank you all so much for tuning in to another how-to video. For more tips, lessons, ideas, or resources, make sure you follow our blog, sign up for our newsletter. We send out at least once a month with like timely blog posts, new blog posts, or things related to holidays with resources, and products on sale for TPT. We let you know about sales coming up at TPT and other useful tips and tricks and freebies. So make sure you sign up for those. If this was helpful, leave me a comment and I will add more how-to videos. If you missed my video last week or previously about using class surveys in class, because this was the techie side, if you want to know more about using a class survey in your class, go ahead and find the link in the post to this how-to video, and you can check that out. Okay, thanks again. Have a good night.